Small towns leave children with much imagination and free time. Nothing really changes. Days go on like anywhere else, but leave much to be desired when trying to pass the time. Morris County never had much to offer, but things were soon to change for a young boy. Things that would influence him for years to come. A whole new world of imagination and creativity would soon be opened. My name is Jordan, and this is my story. I was playing video games very early. I never saw anything in them to be overly interesting. I played Doom with my father regularly and Nintendo at my grandparents' house. Only was a new challenge presented to me in the form of a blue spiky hedgehog who chased rings. This was my first calling from video games. Unfortunately, my parents were overly cautious for seeing my interest in games as destructive. Therefore, my journey into the bright worlds of the Sega Genesis was now delayed. Only when my older cousin presented easy, non-addictive, and healthy habits was my journey able to begin. Not only did he introduce me to the various maps and hidden paths of Sonic the Hedgehog, he led my parents to caving into my request. My journey into gaming had just begun, a journey that would continue even today. The major turning point for my gaming habits was when my grandfather introduced me to Guild Wars. After a brief and upsetting stint with EverQuest and the death of Asheron's Call 2, Guild Wars piqued my interest in the MMO genre. Much of the time I played was dedicated to our guild, and later our alliance and the maintenance of the ownership of Cavalon, the home city of our entire alliance, the entire faction that we belong to. For over 8 years I voyaged through Tyria, exploring the cultural adaptations of our own real world in a world of fantasy. I faced enemies in the form of monsters and demons, in the form of guild members, in the form of all types of things. We even had guild spies that would try to infiltrate alliances and try to break them down in order to take control of other cities. But Guild Wars wasn't the only thing I played. Even today, my gaming habits have dramatically changed. I play many genres across various mediums. I love RPGs of Western and Japanese origin. I love strategy games, sometimes even racing games. My interests change regularly, as companies seem to spit out more and more recycled material towards their consumers. I attempt to dodge these money schemes and the vile attitudes and elitist natures of esports, but in doing so I kind of alienate myself. I figured if I'm going to be in the gaming world, I'll have to be with the gamers. For a long time I was an avid player of first-person shooter games. For a long stretch of the time I played Call of Duty, Battlefield, Left 4 Dead, Halo, and for all of them I played competitively. But of course, playing the same game in the same game type usually gets boring after a while. After the announcement of Guild Wars 2, my ultimate test was to be prepared for when it was finally launched. Guild Wars 2 set 200 years in the future after Guild Wars 1. I had to have my legacy carved in stone or I'd never be happy with the new game. My reward was near. Guild Wars 2 had launched, and my achiever and socializer's needs were met. My friends, and online and offline, had decided to follow me into the future of Tyria. With Guild Wars conquered as much as I'd ever like to, and my loyal friends at my side, all that was left was conquering this new land, the new face of Tyria, of Guild Wars 2. Though what was to come next was never expected. Life caught up with my guild, many disappeared, some never to return. The guild was laid to ruins, never to rise again. Finding new people in a new direction and a second wind within Guild Wars 2 was with Time Warner Cable, my new guild. Finally established and now prospering, the guild offers various activities for all types of players, a community for even the most drastically different of playstyles. Though any original journey is over, a new one is always behind the next door. Now I can further my account's achievements and my personal rewards, as well as socializing with a group that I like and respond to, which is great seeing as I find myself to be more of an achiever player than any of the other types. This concludes my hero's journey. Thanks for listening.